Hello, viewers. A number of weeks ago, maybe even longer, I had explored this shed at this location that I'm at, and we went inside and found a few old things, nothing crazy, and well, it looks like somebody has thrown some recycling all over the place in here. I thought we would try to start the lawnmower. I know it works because what a mess. Although the yard here is a disaster, and I thought this like recycling or something. I thought that I would yank this guy out and just kind of clean it up. Oh. Whoever put this stuff in here like this. Okay. All right. So let's pull this out. I don't think I've got a bag. So we'll just put that there. You know, I know Toro's a good brand, right? You see them everywhere. They're still around today. Even with things being so electrified, they're still, I think you can buy them as gas, brand new still, but we know that that's kind of fading away. But you can still find them here, or I should say, people using them, and clearly this thing's wrapped up because it doesn't fit in this garden shed. So I should imagine that is why the handlebars are rolled back like that. I guess it's nice that there's actual like hand cranks on this. I know some lawnmowers, yeah, you need like a socket or a wrench. So I know mostly this channel, we've been doing a lot of like old fans, new fans too. And I do have some lawnmowers on there from the main location. And what I like about this is it has your classic Briggs Stratton setup. Yeah, it's a little dirty. As you saw in some of my other videos, my personal lawnmowers that I like to keep them really clean. Oh, good. There's like no gas in there. Let's see. Oh, there's some gas in here. Well, let's see. I'm doing this video without the tripod because I figured it'd be moving all over the place. But the thing is, you're one-handed. The gas actually looks clean going in. The one thing I like about these older Briggs Stratton, whoops, not good. One thing I like about these older Briggs Stratton is they're less sensitive to modern gas, where the newer ones, if you don't have the stable stuff in there and it sits for a few weeks, it's just like all the plastic carburetors, you know. This I know has a primer, and it appears, it's filthy. I really, it kills me. It looks like plastic carburetor, but air filter doesn't feel like it's gunked up. Plastic carburetor, so it's definitely not vintage. My guess, this is like late 90s, maybe early 2000s. The owner told me when they got this home, someone left it behind. I said, don't throw this out. If you do, I'll take it. Actually, I really don't need another lawnmower. I'm just trying to see here if you guys can see. Let's see here. I'm struggling with. I'm like contorted on my knees on the ground here, laying on acorns. Trying to, but if you guys pick off the date code there, put it in the comments if you would. All right, get off the ground. Oh, that's a good thing I got a shower. Okay. The one thing about Toros, this is just a personal preference. It has nothing to do with performance. I remember the really old Toros, I believe, like way older than this, along the lines of Snapper, if anyone remembers that brand. I remember like thinking it was weird because he used to mount the motor like sideways, so like it would be like mounted like turned this way, and I just thought it was bizarre. I have no idea why. And for those of you connoisseurs, I actually think the way this motor is mounted is backwards, even though it's not backwards. It's just how it is, and it's been mounted. Company's been mounting these motors this way since probably the late 80s, if not early 90s. So when I grew up, and if you've seen some of the videos I've done with some of the old lawnmowers I have, when I was young, it was basically just flipped around. So everything was like, so the exhaust would be on that side, a gas tank. And what I do remember is one of my first lawnmowers my parents had when I was really, really little. So if it was turned around, the pull string was right there, and to start it, you would put your foot on the deck, pull it. There would be a throttle up there, no bail or safety bail or brake or whatever you call that. Just a throttle, start, stop, fast, slow. That was it. And that mower was in 1981, and unfortunately, my father, within the past 5 years, decided for whatever reason, when the pull rope broke on it, just to get rid of it. It was such a father-son project with it, working on it as a kid. When the deck rusted apart, as a 12 or 13-year-old, I found a donor deck and did the swap, and then lo and behold, he and I had a project. We didn't have a 57 Chevy to work on together, but we had a 1981 Briggs Stratton lawnmower. But that's kind of, and now my son and I do that. So all right, enough babbling here. The whole point of this video is to fire this thing up. I know they always say, well, the sticker says prime 3 times. I always do it 6 because I feel like the first 2 or so, there's no fuel in the bulb yet. All right. So I'm gonna try to do this with the camera in my hand. So just bear with me if it gets a little shaky. All right, I'm holding the bail with like my pinky finger, and then, I'm sorry, I managed to cut the video off as I'm trying to do this one-handed. All right, maybe this is where I wish I had the tripod out here. All right, just bear with me for 1 second. There you have it. Notice when I pulled it, the clouds of white smoke, and then it really hesitated. Because I was holding the camera in one hand and trying to hold the bail at the same time, I was only able to give it like a quarter of my strength pull, and I was surprised it actually caught on that first pull. So that might be kind of weird because it was struggling. Notice it kind of surged or pulsated for a little bit, but then it seemed to kind of straighten itself out. So I'm gonna use it just for fun, because it looks like the lawn here needs to badly be mowed. Not so much back here; it's a mess back here, but the front lawn. So I will use it and maybe report back, and hopefully the owner gives us a little TLC. I should, after it warms up too, I think maybe I'll check the oil. I had checked it once before and it seemed fine. It seemed actually clean. So someone was into this, maybe not this season because it has like dirt on it and everything, but at some point somebody was into this and gave it a tune. So hopefully the blade's sharp too. All right, so I will report back after we're done. All right, to wrap this one up, I mowed the lawn with it. It took me 20 minutes or so. There's not much to this property. Kind of see that, I mean, it's not, keep my voice down, it's not well maintained. I mean, look at that grass. If that's even grass, it could be weeds and ground cover and jungle. But anyway, I did what I thought was right, just to run this thing. And there's a small front yard too. It probably takes 5 minutes to cut that. The front yard is actually less of a jungle. It's actually new grass that they had planted. But this thing ran well. It, yeah, when I brought it around front to start the front, when I pulled it after I showed you, pulled it, no smoke came out. Finished the front lawn, brought it back here, pulled it again to do that little portion back there, no smoke and no surging, no pulsing, totally fine. So I'm guessing it was just warming up when I gave it that half-assed pull with the camera in my hand before. And then I had to stop it a couple times to move some debris, and every single time, easy startup. So this thing, again, looked like somebody tuned it maybe early this, like off season, like in the spring, or maybe even last year. Oil's clean, full, blade seems to be sharp, especially cutting through this jungle, and air filter's clean, fuel looks clean. So that's why I think it's, despite it looking used and dirty, it's running well. And you just show these old Briggs just an ounce of love, they return it 1,000-fold and just keep running and running and running and running. So that's gonna do it. If anyone knows the year, if they could decode what I had on camera earlier with the model information, throw that in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe. If you like lawnmowers, I have another kind of cool project story to tell of my son, and I did preview it in some other videos in the garage and looking at other mowers that we have. But this one, again, is not mine. It's at this location here, and just thought I'd kind of try it myself. And while I was at it, just mow the lawn for fun. Hey, anyone can come to my house and mow the lawn for fun or for free or whatever, anytime. See you on the next one, and talk to you soon.